Hello, everybody. Spirit is so funny to me. I have been saying I need to post a video, and I just been kind of pushing it off. And on my lunch break, I drive to the lake and I eat and I journal and get all my thoughts out. But I was like, Spirit, send me a sign. And I come to the lake and there's literally nobody here when usually I feel like it's filled with other people on their lunch breaks. So I felt like it was just a little nudge or a hug from Spirit that I just need to record something, put it out, and just like start getting back into my flow state with this. But as I was driving to get my lunch, messages were coming through, and one of the big ones that came through that resonated not only for me but I feel like for the collective is people are starting to notice you. And I just feel like so many people have come out of this snake year and into this fire horse year where they have shed so much in this past year that not only physically do they look differently, energetically they do, intellectually they're thinking differently, maybe they're speaking differently, but people are noticing those differences. And I feel like some of you are probably getting complimented by strangers, or people are going out of their way to tell you things which might not have always been a normal thing in your life. And so I feel like that's a really beautiful message in and of itself. But another thing that I've been getting is it's time to slow down. Even though we're in this fire horse energy, I'm getting the sense that we need to slow down and spend some time with ourselves, because we just came off of a really intense year. And maybe there was some baggage that we were working on getting rid of before coming into this new year and new season of our lives. But I'm getting a sense that a lot of you need to sit with yourself and spend time with yourself and really maybe understand what it is your soul is yearning for, maybe searching for. And it might look completely different than what you previously have wanted. And so I keep getting this message coming through heavily that, like you would schedule time to go run errands or go to the doctor, Spirit's saying you need to schedule time with yourself and develop a self routine, whether that's journaling, meditating, stretching. Maybe it's just sitting in silence. Maybe it's sitting in nature. But I keep getting this message repeatedly that you need to spend time with yourself and you need to develop a practice where you just be with yourself. And I'm kind of guilty of this too, where I'm so fascinated with the metaphysical and spirituality and astrology and all of these things, but I feel like I've been getting kind of wrapped up in the day-to-day things of being a human, that I don't put a lot of emphasis on diving into those modalities or using those tools as much as I did in other phases of my life. And so that is something that I really want to sit with, because I believe everybody is psychic to a degree, and I believe that everybody is born with gifts. And something that I've struggled with for a really long time is understanding what my special thing is, or what source blessed me with, type of thing. And so this year I really want to focus on sitting with myself, working on my craft, developing whatever it is that I'm being called to, and kind of see where that takes me. And I feel like a lot of people in the collective are going through this right now. I also feel that there's a mass awakening that's been happening, but I feel like now more than ever, I feel like people are awakening to the way that life has been going isn't how life should be lived, type of a thing. And so I definitely think this year we're going to start seeing different career paths, different jobs start to emerge that we might not have seen as grand of scale. And I feel like people are going to be leaving their jobs and become an entrepreneur or start their own business. I feel like we're going to see a lot of that this year. And I feel like the people listening to this video are very much people that don't fit in this box or this mold that society tries to place us in. I feel like a lot of people listening are free thinkers, have a good head on their shoulders. They want the most out of this life. And so another thing I've been really sitting with or getting on a collective level is there's some habits that need to be left behind, and I feel like everybody is guilty of having that guilty pleasure or something that they do on a day-to-day that they're not necessarily, they know it's not good for them, but they have a really hard time of letting it go. And I'm not necessarily getting the vibe that it's stuff like, oh, you need to start working out or you need to get 8 hours of sleep. Like, it's not those types of habits. I think there's like weird, intricate habits that Spirit is saying like you need to let go of. I'm trying to come up with an example. I don't know why I don't have one. I'm just getting it's like not the normal status quo New Year's resolution. I need to do this, this, and this to be better. But it's things like, I don't know, maybe like not spending money on Amazon or not buying single-use plastic items. Like, I'm getting weird niche habits or lifestyle choices that are ready to be released as we enter into this new earth energy. And that's another thing that I also feel like is really relevant in a lot of people's lives right now. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I take on the weight of Mother Gaia. And so even just driving to work, when I see litter in the forest and stuff like that, it drives me absolutely crazy. And so I feel like people are going to start being called to go do more nature projects or volunteer and stuff like that. Not only to give back to their community and the earth, but also I feel like there's going to be a really strong emphasis on serving, like serving humanity, serving others, serving yourself. And I feel like that is one of the most rewarding things people can do on this planet. Like being able to fully, authentically help another person, help another animal, an organization, and knowing that you're doing it from a place of love and gratitude and being fully present in it. I feel like there's nothing really like it. And so I do feel like that's a big emphasis on this year of 2026 is people are really going to start sitting and wondering what can they do to help serve. And it's less about like how can I better myself and make it all about me, because I think a lot of people here have been doing the work and have been filling their cup. And I think we're about to go to that next level and figure out how can I help other people realize their full potential? How can I help serve humanity in a greater way that it's going to help advance our timelines even faster? And I don't know why I just got an image of like a helix, a DNA helix. And I feel like that's how time is right now. Like it's just getting tighter and tighter and faster and faster. I don't know about you guys, but January was so slow for me, and I feel like I had a relatively like mild 2025 compared to a lot of people that I've talked to. But January, for some reason, like everything came up. The craziest of shit happened to me, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. But I just felt like it was that final purge and that final shed. And now that we're in February, I like blinked and we're on the last week of February, and I'm like, I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't think it is good or bad, but I just feel like I've been trying to live more present and purposefully and in alignment with my higher self. And I feel like time tends to speed up when you're on the right track. So I don't know about you guys, but I just felt like February, where did it go? But I don't know about you guys too, but daffodils in particular could be significant. I feel like that's the first flower that I've been seeing pop up everywhere. And I love daffodils. I think they're so cute and so like just grow in the most random of places. But another thing that I feel is coming through really strongly is the sense of being in the present moment. I feel like everybody to some degree has anxiety or OCD, and all of them kind of stem down to like a control factor. I feel like with anxiety about the future of what's going to happen, and you play out all these different scenarios, and at the end of the day, you don't really know what's going to happen in the future, and you can't control what's going to happen. And so I feel like you're having anxiety over like the outcomes of what's going to happen, when I feel like that's the beauty of life, is we don't know what's going to happen. And then I also feel like with OCD, or feeling like things need to be perfect, is like another form of control. And so I feel like in my own personal life, that's something that I've been really trying to work on, is this control aspect of like what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. And I feel like the message that wants to come through is there's no moment like the present moment. In the present moment, anxiety doesn't need to exist. Control, OCD, all of those things that stress us out for no reason don't need to exist in the present moment. And I think that's a beautiful thought. And I feel like a lot of people are stuck in the past and they dwell on things that they can't change. And then there's another part of humanity that's living in the future and always wanting to know like what's the next step, what's the next thing. And they're constantly looking towards that. But I feel like now more than ever, it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. You need to schedule time to sit and just be with yourself, be in that present moment, because no 1 second is ever going to repeat itself or be the exact same second. And so there is just this strong pull to just stop, breathe, take it all in exactly how it is without trying to change it or control it or thinking about the next thing, and just be there and be present. That really just had to come through. I'm trying to see. I think that was everything for the most part that's been wanting to come on video. I mean, over the last few days, I've been trying to schedule posting something. And then this moment, it just felt so right. I feel so blessed. I'm at the lake. You can see the trees behind me. They're waving. And I've just been craving water in my life. I don't know about you guys, but I don't live by an ocean, but I've never wanted to live by the water so bad. So I'll be at this lake, and it is beautiful, and it's so calming just to look at it. But I just want to be in salt water and be in the ocean and have my feet in the sand. I don't know where that's coming from, but... And I've never really been a beach girl like that. I'm definitely more of like a forest fairy or mountain vibes. And the beach, I'm like, I can do it for a few days, but like I don't need it forever. But I've just been feeling so called to be in the ocean, by the ocean. Maybe because it's Pisces season, maybe that has something to do with it. But for some of you, maybe taking a bath, going to the beach now that it's getting warmer, or just take a really long intentional shower. I feel like water is going to be so useful, purposeful, vital this month. But yeah, I'm happy that I made this video. I keep telling myself that I feel so silly at first, but I know the more that I do this, like I've never sat and recorded in my car like this. My first video was like, oh, I need to be in my house, like the lighting needs to be right, all these little things. And now I'm just like, I don't know, I'm on my lunch break. I have like 6 hours of makeup on in my car, but it's beautiful and it's perfect. And the message came out exactly how it needed to. And I love it. But thank you guys so much for being here. This is going to be a really good year. I know it. I got a feeling for all of us. But I love you all and have an amazing week.